Show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. I'm John Lehman, and it's my pleasure, privilege, and honor to be able to welcome you tonight and to introduce son and daughter-in-law and let you know only briefly a little bit about them. They'll tell you all about 3 hacks for a healthy, happy school year. I'll let them open and develop all of that. What I want you to know is that the bonus you have tonight is that we have tonight is that they are both former teachers. So they know a little bit about the classroom. They know a lot about the classroom. And I've been inclined to say at times, some people don't realize what's going on in classrooms these days, and these two know because they were there. Andrea did actually a decade. She'd like me to say decade rather than 10 years. Aaron did half a decade, which is 5 years. And they were both exceptional teachers, as you can imagine. And tonight, they're going to be your teachers. And so I'm going to turn it over to them and let them take it from here. Go for
Awesome. Thanks, John. All right. Well, welcome everybody to really the class that I think the topic for me is what started it all on this natural health journey. As John said, I was a school teacher. I taught for 10 years. And the first few years that I was teaching, I was picking up everything that would come through the classroom, to the point where every month or two, I was having to take a sick day because I was just that sick. And it was about this time that my mother-in-law, so Aaron's mom, she gave us oils in our stocking for Christmas. She had just started using them for like perimenopause symptoms. And so she gave us a few oils, one of them being Thieves Blend. And at the time, I literally knew nothing about natural health. I grew up with, a nurse for a mom. We were like steeped in Western medicine, over the counters and antibiotics for everything. Didn't really pay attention to what we ate. And so it was all kind of foreign to me. And so I put it up in the medicine cabinet and kind of stayed there. Luckily, she kept prodding me as I continued to get sick and was like, hey, when you start feeling like you're coming down with something, just rub a few drops of the thieves on your glands, just see if it helps. So for me, classic symptoms are like that scratchy throat and the body just feeling off. And so I was feeling that way one night. I was like, okay, I'm going to try that thieves oil. So I rubbed a few drops on my glands. I went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I felt good. And of course, like any good skeptic, I was like, oh, I wasn't getting sick. And so this happens again, month or two later. I'm like, okay, I'll try the thieves again, do it again, and I don't end up getting sick. And so this can only go on for, so many times, right? At this point now, I've probably like not missed a day of school in 3 or 4 months. And um, so I think it was probably by the third time where I was like, okay, what is this? Like I'm ready to dive in and learn. And so I went from total skeptic to totally obsessed with these plant materials that had all of these different constituents that could do all of these different things. And I was like, everybody needs this in their lives. And this was right before I had babies. So the cool thing is that I went into having children having spent about the year prior, maybe 2 years prior, really diving into natural wellness and knowing that I wanted to raise our kids a different way than how I had been raised. I'd had wonderful parents. You don't know what you don't know, right? So, yeah, so my babies were anointed at birth with essential oils. We used them from infant on, and as they got into the school years, and were exposed to people all over the place, during cold and flu season, we continue to use them. So I'll share a little bit more about that later. But I'm really excited for y'all to be here and to learn a little bit about what we do to do our best to stay well during this time, fall and cold season. So you can go on to the next slide, Erin. So why do we use Young Living? So as a company, they've been around for 30 plus years. They have a track record. They are a privately owned company, which means that, the owners get to control. They have their hands in all of the different parts of the company. And I know what matters to the owners of this company is the people and that they're giving really, really quality products to the people. They have 20 of their own farms around the world, 20 seed to seal farms. We've been able to visit probably half of those farms and experience firsthand what their practices are like. I love that they infuse their supplements with essential oils because essential oils are carrier molecules. And so they help get whatever you're using into the cells of your body. So you're getting more bang for your buck. Um, they have 600 plus products. So supplements, oils, personal care, um, healthy cleaning products that don't have all the toxins in them. And the thing that I really love about them is their heart to serve. They have the Young Living Foundation. We could do a whole class just on this alone, but every dollar that you donate to this company goes to serving the people and the other organizations that they partner with to, help stop human trafficking and to help empower women in third world countries who wouldn't have any other chance, to help educate children in areas where they aren't receiving educations, all kinds of really, really good things that they're doing in the world. And they do really good things for the earth, helping to reforest and do their practices in a way that's not harming the earth in any way, but is actually helping it. And so just really grateful to be partnered with this company and to be using their products. They have what's called the seed to seal promise. So this means that from the time the oil is bottled to the time we get the product, every step was taken with integrity. They have selective sourcing, they have innovative science, pioneering standards, and social impact, which we talked about a little bit on the last slide. So, what are essential oils? I always like to explain it like this. If you take a leaf and you tear that leaf, the little bit of liquid that comes out of the leaf, if you super concentrated that, that would be the essential oil of the plant. And they're the protectors of the plant. They're what keeps the plant from being attacked by bacteria and viruses and things like that. And because our cells are very similar to plant cells, they're very bioavailable for our body. Like what they can do for the plant, they can also do for us. And each essential oil is made up of hundreds of chemical constituents. So I always talk about like when you're using an essential oil, you may be using it for one reason, but you also get side benefits because there's other constituents within that oil that do other things, which I think is really cool. Set of side effects, side benefits. All right, next slide. So, three ways we can use them. We can use them topically. So, if my kids growing up, if they had a belly ache, I would rub an oil right on their belly. If their head was bothering them, I would rub an oil on their temples. If I get tight shoulders, tight muscles, I'm rubbing it right on location. On the bottoms of the feet for more spicy oils that you don't want to put on more sensitive skin, that's a fantastic place because the oils are absorbed really quickly into the system, and the feet are just a tough area where you're not going to feel any sensitivity. So topically, you can also dilute the oils with a carrier oil. So I always recommend with little kids, dilute with a carrier oil. That would be like coconut oil, olive oil, any good quality cooking oil you could use as a carrier oil for the essential oils. Aromatically, so we diffuse. We're actually a homeschool family, so we do school at our home most of the days. And so getting oils going in the diffuser before school starts is a really big deal because they do help our brains to focus, they help our brains to calm. And so it's a really good habit to get into, especially if you have any kids who have some of those ADHD tendencies where they have trouble focusing. Putting on some calming oils is really helpful, and Erin's going to talk a little bit more about some of those. But the other thing I wanted to say, if your kids, obviously most kids go to school, so in the morning as you're doing breakfast, as they're getting their books and everything ready to head out the door, having an oil in that just kind of sets that calm mood for the day is a really great idea. And then at night, you're going to learn about some of the oils you can use. I have my diffuser going here. Can you guys see all of the steam coming this way? Um, at night, putting oils in the diffuser for them to go to bed. Sleepy oils or oils for immune system support is a great idea during the school year. And then internal dietary. Like I said, a lot of our supplements have essential oils added to them already. You can add, drops of essential oils to water. You can, add them to honey. We've done that for sore throats and things like that. Add an essential oil to some honey and had them take it that way. Lots of different ways to use our oils. And you'll just check the label. If it says for dietary use, then that's one that you can use for dietary use. All right. So three things we're going to go over tonight. We're going to talk about building your school toolkit. This is going to be mainly about essential oils that we're recommending for immune system support and other things related to school. We're going to talk about daily wellness routines. So what are some of the supplements, etc., that you can be using with your kids that are kid friendly and kid approved that will be helpful to strengthen their immune system? And then we're going to be talking about calming the chaos. What are some habits you can do to um, really to set a good feeling tone and to help with sleep and some of those other things as well. So let's get into it. We love sharing this wellness triangle because we know, Young Living is essentially, well, it started as an essential oil company, but we know that if our daily habits are terrible, essential oils may help with a symptom, but it's not going to take things away. We can't mask a bunch of really bad habits with an essential oil and call it good. So we know that foundationally, it's about our lifestyle. And this includes things like, are we sleeping? Okay, are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting sunlight? Are we staying hydrated? Do we have good relationships? Are our relationships in turmoil or do we have peace in our relationships? And then nutrition. So, what are the foods that are making up our diet? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Are we eating whole foods? And then, along with nutrition, is supplementation, minerals and vitamins and things like that to help supplement the areas where we may be lacking in our diets. And then, ditch and switch. We've learned over the years how much the chemicals that are in, everyday personal care products can really mess with our hormones. There's xenoestrogens, which throws the hormonal balance off. There's, carcinogens, all kinds of things. So starting to be intentional about switching out products for products that are more natural and that have healthier ingredients that aren't going to hurt our bodies is really important. And then oils are really the icing on the cake. They are awesome. They work. But we want to make sure that we have that foundation in place and we're not just trying to use them as like a magic bullet. All right, so I'm going to turn it over, Erin, to you. You're going to get us started talking about some essential oils to have in your toolkit.
Thanks, Han. Appreciate your intro and diving us in to the Young Living, the heart of Young Living. You got me all excited. All right, so as was mentioned by my dad, I did 5 years of teaching in the classroom, and thieves was my daily cologne. I remember kids would say the classroom smells like Christmas. I would imagine a lot of you know what thieves is, but cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and lemon, and it is just loaded. It's a great one to consider putting on the bottoms of the feet of your child, of yourself, before, obviously you have to stay well too while your kids are going back to school. So thieves on their feet, thieves on your own feet. They have a roll on, which is awesome and easy to use. I'm finishing up mine in the other room and diffusing it. So it would just be one to add to the regular, rotation. I would just have it on rotation. I always like to think of health as like, right, all that Andrea you just mentioned on that triangle is about prevention, right? I mean, it's also about prevention and just what can we do to be proactive. And so diffusing thieves, even when you're not feeling like you need thieves, would be a something worth considering. And then as On mentioned with honey, Thieves Vitality. You could totally put a drop of the Thieves Vitality. It is spicy to the skin. Some of us are more sensitive, right? Like if I put a drop underneath my tongue right now, I'm so used to it, that wouldn't phase me. But for some of you who are brand new to the Thieves world, it might be a little zingy. So honey can help take away the intensity. Red Cedar Bliss, dealing with the super ick. So, yeah, Young Living just came out with this one here in the last, well, since 2020. Since we all kind of walked through a very tumultuous time together, they decided, hey, we need to put together this blend and get this out to our community. And so it's got, I pulled it up a second ago. and was reading it off. It's got frankincense. It has orange oil. It's got clove. It has helichrysum, western red cedar, and it is just, I mean, one, it smells fantastic. I remember like when I ordered it, I was like, not only is it great for me, but it really smells awesome. So this would be one to just again include in the regimen, include in the regular use. Those of you who are already or have already used Red Cedar Bliss, I'd be curious for you to just throw in the comments how you've utilized it. I mean, me, I was doing it on my bottoms of my feet and on my neck, and then in the diffuser. So those are my three ways. Deep breath. Genius. So Genius Oil is another amazing one. And the KidSense line is really worth checking out if you are brand new to the Young Living world. They just have incredible, like already diluted oil blends. And so you don't really have to think about that. And Andrea, I've got a 11-month-old. So my experience with raising children is very limited. But there are certain oils that I comfortably apply to his feet. Sniffles has been one that I put onto his feet, I haven't used Genius yet, but while we're reading books or taking in the day, maybe I need to start using that with Graham. But Genius Oil has sacred frankincense, blue cypress, cedarwood, Idaho blue spruce, Palo Santo, Melissa, Northern Lights black spruce. So just loaded for focus and attention and locking in on homework. This would be a great one to have in the diffuser, or just when you're sending them off to school, right? Could be their daily cologne. Maybe you put it on their backpack, or give them a little, like, I don't know what's legal these days at public school, but you could give them a little bit of a dram or something, depending upon their age and their comfortability using the oils, where they could just breathe it in before a test to just kind of, or while they're studying. And Kid Power, another newer one here in the last few years. I love this one. I'm not going to remember all of it, but I know it's got like vanilla in there because it smells really, really lovely. And it's supposed to be just really about empowering. Those of us who are Young Living familiar, you probably have thought of Valor as kind of being the courage oil. I used to apply that on the back of my neck when I would go teach. Kid Power would be something to utilize with your kids, to just similarly to Valor, I would say, as like a confidence boost. Here's your like empowerment oil. You've got this. You can do this before a big day. Boy, as I like just say that, I have flashbacks to the night before tests in, seventh grade. Just like some of the anxiousness that I would feel. And I wished I had Kid Power back then. Peppermint, so many great uses, but again, some typical ones. When I think of this, I think of immune system. It's an incredible immune system support oil. Don't forget about peppermint. Please don't forget about peppermint as an immune system support. Get that in the diffuser. It's also very energizing. So maybe with the Genius oil, throw in a couple drops of peppermint to help your kids focus on their work. And also really nice for muscle fatigue, just general tension of the head. Again, being cautious. It's a little spicy if you get it too close to your eyes. And I wouldn't necessarily be handing this one to my three-year-old because of how zingy it can be if their fingers got onto their eyes with the peppermint. So anyway, yeah, and digestive. Also digestive support, another great one on top of the tummy jives of the KidSense line. All right,
Okay.
Andrea, back to you.
We're going to get into some daily wellness routines. We made sure to include supplements that are kid friendly, that they would like, and that are age appropriate for them as well. This is my absolute favorite supplement. It's one that I've taken since I started with Young Living almost 18 years ago. Next month will be 18 years. It tastes good. It's sweet and tangy. And it's energizing, not in a caffeine sort of way, but just because it fills in nutritional gaps. It kind of gives that even energy in the afternoons. Um, and it's just great for the immune system. So lots of antioxidants in it. It's definitely a superfood. So this is a really easy one to get down. We started giving it to our babies as soon as they were able to eat berries, which I don't remember now. Aaron, you would know. 6 months, 9 months? What was that age? Somewhere in there. So yeah, so we started giving them a little bit of that as infants. All right, Super C chewables. Their Young Living has a Super C chewable as well as like a tablet that you just swallow. The chewables obviously are more kid friendly and they're fantastic for immune system support as well as respiratory support. So you think about the illnesses that go around in the fall and winter. Super C chewables is something that would be a good idea to take yourself and to give to the kiddos daily. Mighty Pro. Okay, so I'm going to show you a fun way to combine this with, I think it's the next product that we're talking about, but Mighty Pro is a kid's probiotic. It's a prebiotic slash probiotic. So it's helping to feed the good gut bacteria and provide more of that good gut bacteria. So 70% of our immune system is in our gut. What's going on in our gut is related to our brain health. And so we want to make sure that we're taking care of the gut. If your kids are not pooping well, okay, if they have issues with constipation and things like that, this is another supplement to try for them. I can't tell you how many moms who have struggled with that. And I said, hey, try the Mighty Pro and see what happens. And it has helped. So it tastes good. It tastes like a pixie stick. So kids generally don't have any issue taking this. I sneak them because they taste good. If you go on to the next slide, I want to see if it's, yes, okay. So Imu gummies. This is a newer supplement that just came out in the last couple of years, and they really are like they're gummies. And so they're kind of like fun to chew up. They have like a great texture to them, and they're made with elderberry, which is all the rage. People are wanting elderberry syrup and making their own elderberry syrup. So these have the elderberry in them and they taste so good. So we keep these in the refrigerator. But this was an idea that a mom gave me. This is how her child does it. So her child takes the Emu gummies and the Mighty Pro on the last slide. So remember, the Mighty Pro tastes like pixie sticks. So she said that I don't remember if it was a boy or girl, but her child takes the Emu gummies and like rubs it in in the Mighty Pro to get like a coating on it and then takes it that way. And I was like, that's so fun. You just created like a cool candy. Anyway, so just wanted to share that with y'all. But lots of good benefits of the Imu gummies for keeping the immune system strong, respiratory system strong, digestive system strong as well. And then this is just kind of like a side note, not necessarily for immune system support, but because we were talking about school and we're talking about wanting to have our kids, have the best success that they possibly can, right? And be able to be present and to be focused. So I have one child who is a little like has a harder time just sitting there and being still in a seat. And so with her, what we've done, so we homeschool, but they go to a co-op 1 day a week, so a full day on Tuesdays. And what we discovered with her is that if she takes a Ningxia Nitro, um, it helps her to focus on her work and helps her to listen better to the teacher. And so we use that. But I've also learned over the years that Amino Wise, okay, so one of the other of these two supplements also can be helpful for those children who are having, a tough time staying focused and on point. So those are just two options for you to experiment with if you have one of those children. All right, and Aaron, back to you.
All right. So again, some additional methods of calming the chaos at home. Substantial breakfast. And just like through the day, right? When you send your kid off to school, just substantial breakfast, making sure, again, I remember hearing, I was eating a lot of cereal in college. And I remember one of my buddies who was a little bit more inclined to read about nutrition at 20 something years old. He was like, his name was Tim. And I remember him saying, hey, now he's like, you might as well just have a candy bar, dude. If you're going to be eating a bowl of cereal this morning, as we all know, Captain Crunch, that probably wasn't the best choice for me growing up. And again, fortunately at 17, I started realizing I wanted to have an edge. And so I started just eating Wheaties or just eating like very little sugar daily. So anyway, substantial breakfast, avoiding the waffles or cereal that can give quick energy and crash. And so think about good fats and protein and just a good healthy balance. Even me at this age, right? Even us at our whatever age you are. I mean, I'm way more thoughtful about what I'm eating in the mornings, throwing in nuts, cashews and walnuts in with my yogurt, in with my if I do have oatmeal, I'm making sure I'm pairing like good fats and protein in there. So yeah, be mindful of breakfast time. That can real as Audrey mentioned, nutrition, belly, gut health, impacting mental health and strength and focus. Conversation. Again, just a beautiful opportunity. My mom and dad were both counselors, and so they did a lot of asking me at the end of a day, what was something you enjoyed and what was something that frustrated you or made you sad? By the time when we were young, we would talk for about 2 minutes. We would set a timer and we would each get 2 minutes to talk about our day, and maybe we talk about these sorts of things. By the time I was a senior in high school, I don't know if mom and dad set a timer. I think they wish they would have, because I would talk for, 35 minutes during dinner and just process my day and process basketball practice and process all the things. So again, whatever we can do to set our phones aside, really slow down enough, ask some good questions to our kids, give them the space where they know that we want to hear how they're doing, what they're processing, what's going on, what they're excited about, what they're worried about. Screens, really important to just not just for kiddos, but for us. I have to share this. My wife and I are very intentional about only using our phones with around our 11-month-old with FaceTime. So we pull like we'll pull it out, FaceTime mother-in-law or grandpa or like cousins and siblings and stuff. Not his siblings, but cousins and aunts and uncles. Today, guys, I was jamming. It was Graham and Daddy time, and I thought we would have fun turning on karaoke music. So I had my phone kind of off to the side. Dude caught a vision of saw the phone. He saw the phone. I quickly moved it. Dude was not happy. The guy doesn't even get to use the phone at 11 months old, hardly gets to touch our phones, and he was real unhappy that I had moved the phone. So, that's just a reminder of how powerful these devices are, not just for our brains and our minds and our settling at the end of the day, but I invite us all to increase our mindfulness when it comes to nighttime use of our technology. And I'm talking to myself as much as anybody here. And then bedtime. Yeah, the intentional routines. Every sleep, Sarah and I are on a journey with our son's sleep, our 11-month-old. And so we're continuing to find everybody that talks has a sleep plan or sleep recommendations tells us that routine is everything. Like routines are everything because it just helps them calm their nervous system. They know that it's a bath time. They know that it's then book time. They know that it's putting oils in the diffuser time. They know the routine and they can really help them settle by the end of the night. So here's to that. I also got nightly foot massages until I was, I believe, 18 years old. My dad was still giving me foot massages. And powerful. So if you haven't started the foot massages, I encourage you to see if it's possible. See if your child is open to it. Thieves cleaner, something worth considering. Right? Think about what is being sprayed in the classroom, your kid's classroom, rather than the pink stuff or rather than the blue stuff. watered down blue stuff and spraying that everywhere in the classroom. Maybe your child's teacher will be interested in exploring thieves cleaner, and you can make them a nice spray bottle and help them choose an alternative way to clean their room at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day. Off to you on.
Okay, awesome. I know it's 7 o'clock. We're crazy to think that we could have gotten all this information in 30 minutes. So you just need like 3 or 4 more minutes of your time, friends. And I am going to be giving away this Thieves Roll On to one of you. So stay to the end because I'm going to ask you to comment and then we'll choose a winner. All right, so I know that most of you who are on the call are already using Young Living products. So this is for anybody who is not yet. There's several ways that you can get started. You can start with an essential oil bundle, which is going to give you some of the oils that we talked about tonight, including thieves and peppermint and lavender. And it comes with a diffuser that you can put in your child's room. You could also start with the Ningxia Red. Okay, it comes in a starter collection that your family can use to begin getting some of that immune system support this fall. Or you can create a customized bundle. So I would just encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you if you're interested in getting some of these products, and they will give you a link that you can use. They also may be able to give you a 10% off coupon to get an extra discount and show you how to get a free oil included in your order. All right, so on to the next screen. Loyalty rewards is another way to save big when you're getting products that are helping with your immune systems and your kids' immune systems this fall. So this is Young Living's customer loyalty program. So this means that as long as you're ordering $50 worth of oils, supplements, personal care products, thieves cleaner, whatever, any combination that is at least $50 a month, you can do loyalty rewards and get extra points back. So you get 10% back the first few months, then it goes to 20%. After 2 years, it goes to 25%. You can take a skip month a year and still be at whatever percentage back you're on. And then there's ways on this program to then earn free products. You'll also get every 3 months a free product from Young Living saying thank you for being a loyal customer. And you'll get on month 2 of being on loyalty rewards a free diffuser that you can put somewhere else in your house. So if you have, a diffuser in your open space, but you're wanting one in each of the kids' rooms, it's a way to be able to begin collecting diffusers, putting them in different spaces in your home. So you will get one free in month 2. All right. So why our team is called Living Well Now? We've been using these products for 18 years. We've been educating and teaching about, a number of topics, including immune systems, but we talk about stress, we talk about women's hormones, we talk about all kinds of things related to health. And I think what's super special about our team is that we are a bunch of educators. We came from the classroom. We love to teach, we love to train, we love to help people to learn. We also have exclusive Facebook groups for both our customers and our brand partners. We have a website, livingwellnow.com, which you can go and explore. And we have in-person, for those who are in Arizona, we have in-person classes monthly that you can come and you can continue to learn. If you want to take a screenshot of this really quickly, you can. These are just some product recommendations under different categories, since we only talked about immune support, really, and healthy kids tonight. Maybe there's another area that's important to you. I talked a little bit about gifts of purchase already, so I'm not going to go into that. We'll go to the next slide because of time. We're also going to go past that. And we'll go past that. I think we're at the end. I think I can give something away. If you are interested in the brand partner opportunity, please reach out to the person who introduced you. It's funny, we got into Young Living for the products because, like I shared at the beginning, I went from like a sick day every month or two to, I didn't share the last part of this, to 7 years of teaching, only taking 2 sick days in 7 years. Also found incredible, help with menstrual cramps and with energy, all kinds of things, right? So started there. But I quickly learned that there was a viable business opportunity with this, and it allowed me to come home from teaching after 10 years of teaching. I've been home from the classroom for the last 13 years because of this business, and it has created so much freedom in our lives. So if you're interested in learning a little bit about the brand partnership, either to just get your products paid for or more part-time income, or you're looking to replace an income, talk to the person who invited you. All right. And we're at the end. Okay, so we get to give this away. So this is a thieves roll-on. So this would be great. It is diluted a little bit with a coconut oil. So it should be, for you as an adult, it should be fine. Just test it on yourself to make sure it doesn't feel too spicy on your skin. Um, Most of us as adults can put the thieves straight on our skin and we're okay, but everybody's skin is different. For your kiddos, great place to put this would be on the bottoms of the feet. If it's an older child, if they're 10 or above, you could test it out on them too, like on their chest, just a little area and see if they feel okay with it. The tip is if anything ever feels spicy on your skin, just get a carrier oil. Add more of that. Don't add water, add a carrier oil. Grab a little coconut oil, a little olive oil, and just rub it the area that feels a little spicy and it'll calm it right down. Okay, so here's in the comments section. We want you to respond with what was one tip or product that stood out the most to you tonight? One tip or one product that stood out the most to you tonight. So throw that into the chat really quickly. Going to give just about 30, 45 seconds to respond, and then I'm going to choose a random winner, and we will then end the call. While you're doing that, I will let you know that next month, our topic is on stress. We're talking about stress and what to do about that. So if you haven't liked our Living Well Now page, I would highly recommend you go do that. You'll be able to find all of our upcoming events under the events section of the Living Well Now page. Okay, Erin, you're going to help me with this. Let me see how many responses we have. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 responses. So pick a number between 1 and 17. Aaron.
11.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Bar Stump, congratulations. You're going to get a Thieves roll-on sent to you. I'm going to send you the link that you need to fill out to be able to receive this, all right? Everybody else, thank you so much for being here. We really enjoyed having you on the call. Hope you got a lot out of it, and we would welcome you back at any of our upcoming events. Have a great night. Take care.
Adios.